Welcome to the Astro Insights for March. And I'm really looking forward to sharing with you what is going on because the energy is very different from February. So, January, February were much of a continuation of 2020, and we're like slowly changing, slowly getting into a different vibe. But March is going to be very different. And again, I'm not seeing any comments, so hold on. Let me just open a second window. Don't you just love it when Facebook gives you all of the issues? Anyway, it works, I think. So what is happening is that February had a very strong emphasis on fixed energy. Aquarius is fixed energy, and Taurus, which is where Uranus is, very fixed. So it is about innovation, but it was also a lot of focus in it has to be this way. So this is the way that I'm continuing. This is the way that I'm putting things forward, opposed to letting yourself be inspired. Now we have the sun in Pisces right now, and Pisces is loving everything. It's seeing the connectedness. It's seeing all the things that are going on, which is a very different energy than we had in February. And the beauty is that it's going to be enhanced even more because March is kind of split in two, and that's a very almost a schizophrenic kind of way where the month is, it starts out very intuitive, very dreamy, very artistic because of all of the Pisces energy, and then it switches to Aries. A lot of planets are starting to move into Aries, which is a very active energy. It's passionate. It is like this childlike curiosity. It's enthusiasm. Just very, very outgoing. Where Pisces is, I would say, one of the most introverted signs that we have. So let's dive in. Let me just get the document to make sure that you are getting all the information. I still don't see anything. I have no idea what's going on today. Hold on, you guys. Something is up. And, well, anyway, it works. So on March 3rd, tomorrow, we are going to have Mars entering Gemini. So Mars was moving through Aries very slow, then it moved into Taurus, and now it already moves into Gemini until April 23rd. Now when Mars is in Gemini, it wants to go fast, and at the same time it's quite scattered because Gemini wants to make sure that it takes everything in and that it doesn't lose anything out of sight. So when Mars, which is go, but action and power, it's action there, action there, action. So it's like kind of all over the place. So it's really important for you to understand that this need to go into like 7 different avenues might not be what is the best for your business. So acknowledge that, understand that you have this need, you have this drive to go explore different avenues, but be very mindful that it's not going to be a procrastination thing where you just because you feel scared to move forward, and because of the Pisces energy, we're not really in this like faster moving pace. But Mars wants to go fast, and Gemini's like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go there. It's kind of the shiny object syndrome. Be very, very aware of that. And it's interesting that Mars in Gemini, and the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. and Mars rules Aries. Later this month, we have reversed roles where Mercury is going to station into Aries. So they kind of flip roles. So it's good to keep that in mind. On March 5th, we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius. That's a really good day for, it's a day for good opportunities. This is the third time they come together. They came together before Mercury retrograde. They came together during Mercury retrograde, and this is the third time. The first time was on January 12th, and the second time was February 14th. So it's really good moment to take inventory of what happened since January 12th. What happened on or around February 14th, and how has that kind of played out, and how now the third time that this aspect is happening, how can you really seize the moment, seize the opportunity, seize the benefits of that thing repeating 3 times. And that's happening on March 5th, so it's coming up this week. On March 10th, we have the Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is stationed in Pisces for... I'm not gonna say how many years, but I believe it's like 15 years, maybe longer. I don't know at the top of my head, so it like lost. It's kind of lost out there. See, this is Mercury in Aquarius. It's kind of out there. It just takes away the things that you knew, and it kind of replaces them with new things. But when the Sun is conjunct to Neptune in Pisces, it's really good time to get in touch with your dreamy and artistic side. Because a lot of times Pisces is not seen as artistic, but it's a different type of artistic than Leo. I would say Leo is more the creative side, and which can be translated in your business very easily, like to be creative in your business. Whereas Pisces is more the artist, like the artistic side of yourself, which is really more about actually using art. Creativity can be in all aspects of your life, whereas this part is really about the creativity. So it's really important to also disconnect from the noise and meditate, because you'll be able to get deeper in touch with yourself, deeper in touch with your inner voice and all the things that are happening around you, and really allow yourself to go deep. There are all sorts of technical things happening here. Allison, you're here. Good morning. Sorry if I am a little bit delayed with responding to your comments, because I have to like switch back and forth between screens to see them. Mercury, you're really out of retrograde, so stop messing around. On March 13th, we have the new moon at 20 degrees Pisces. It's happening at 5:21 a.m. Eastern Central Time and 11:21 in the morning European time. The new moon in Pisces is very intuitive, it's very sensitive, and it really is like a quiet moment within the lunar cycle. It's really a time to restart, to pause for a moment. And especially because Pisces is very sensitive, and it is the last sign of the zodiac. So it kind of encompasses all of the traits of all of the other zodiac signs, but it then doesn't necessarily act on them. It's not like I need to do something. It's I need to observe. I need to witness, opposed to the doing and the and going for it. It's what also is a good moment to realize is what kind of artistic projects do you want to bring forth? What is it that you have been wanting to do? Maybe you have started already. How can you bring that into your life and that it enriches your life? Like I said, it's not necessarily one that is really focused on any physical results or business results that are very clear, but it's more of the intuitive, getting the downloads, allow yourself to to receive those downloads, opposed to forcing yourself. These are the intentions that I want to set. This is what I want to have happen over the next few months. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it is really a creating space for that dreamy side to be there. Create space to kind of float in the unknown, and it's a water sign, Pisces, so it's really like getting in touch with just the flowing. Now on that same day we have Venus conjunct Neptune. There's a lot of things happening in Pisces. Venus, the goddess of love, is coming together with Neptune on the same day of the new moon. And it really enhances the dreaminess, the intuitive insights. And because it happens in the field of love and relationships, but also finances, it's a time to really go with that flow. It's a very romantic day. Not necessarily that you have to like have dinner and with candles, but there's this softness, this friendly, sweet kind of energy around this. So this is not really a good day to be super practical, to focus on your output, to kind of force things to happen. This is a day to let things happen, to let things unfold. I wrote down it's a tender, loving kind of day. So mark that in your calendar, people. March 13th. Jeez. On March 15th, we have Mercury entering Pisces. Now, Mercury is, it feels okay in Pisces, but it's not super comfortable, because Mercury is about logic, it's about output, communication, very practical things, and Pisces is all about love and connectedness and dreamy and this flowy kind of nature, where Mercury is like, this is where we need to go. So the next it's only 2 weeks, because on April 2nd it already moves into Aries. So it will become a little bit more difficult to distinguish fact and fiction. The lines between that are a little bit blurred, so it's kind of harder to see reality. But it will inspire you on a very deep level. It will help you to tune into a different kind of way of being inspired, where Mercury likes to be practical, but Pisces is kind of getting the downloads, getting the information, getting inspiration from very unusual places. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Seasonal allergies. So it's really a good time to put your logic in the back burner and allow yourself to create and communicate and connect from a different level. So don't think about it too much. Let it flow. Then on March 20th, we have the spring equinox. That is when the sun is moving into Aries. And this really is the tipping point of the month. So it's not like halfway through, it's like 2/4, or 3/4, 3/3, 2/3. Gosh, you're like 2/3 into the month. And that's really when things are starting to change. Spring equinox is also the beginning of the astrological year, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and we go from the dreamy, from the detached kind of vibe into initiation and kind of a youthful zest of life, enthusiasm, and Aries likes to go out there and get things done and not think too much, or not think at all in a lot of cases. So when the sun goes into Aries, we really are able to go with that childlike enthusiasm, we're not really limited by all of the objections that we as adult might have, but as this really this ability to go with the flow and not go with the flow, to actually like action. It's like the opposite of go with the flow. It's action. It's I want to get that, I'm gonna go for it. So it's a really good time to initiate new projects, to tackle things that you felt insecure about, because Aries is not the sign that feels insecure. It's very confident about itself. Also, it's very physically active. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like, oh, I want to go, but I don't know how, go out, move your body, shake your body, like really like shake the energy, because Aries really fuels our physical body. Move it. You have to move the energy. You have to make sure the energy circulates instead of it being stuck in your body. And then the next day we have, on March 21st, we have Venus entering Aries. Like I said, this is like the tipping point where planets are starting to move into Aries. So we kind of feel this, the sun is first, and that kind of pulls everything into Aries, the same way as we had that Aquarius stellium in January, February, where there was a lot of emphasis on Aquarius energy, and everything was kind of involved in that. Now we're like, okay, we kind of ran through Pisces. A lot of planets are like speeding up. So their run in Pisces is very short, like Venus, because Venus is close to the sun right now. So it stays not that long in a sign. So Venus is moving into Aries, which is interesting because Venus is soft, is feminine, is it's really all about beauty and love. And Aries is like, go get it. Don't wait. Go. We're going to go for it. So there is this really big desire to act. Within your relationship, it really brings out courage and spontaneousness. At the same time, there is this wanting to compete, because Aries always sees this, sees everything as a game, as a competition. So acknowledge that you might in your relationships, but also in your finances, that you're seeking this confrontation. You're seeking this this way to kind of spark things in a slightly more aggressive way. Be aware of that, because there's nothing wrong with it, but knowing that don't do it for the sake of winning, do it to make it more spontaneous, to kind of spark the initiation, instead of doing it because you feel like you have to win whatever the situation is. It's really good time to spice up your relationship, because like I said, Aries likes physical action. On that same day, we have Mars in Gemini trining Saturn in Aquarius. Now, last year, we had the planets kind of coming together in a very aggressive way. This is a time where they support each other. So it's a good day to bring some long-term planning into the situation, because Mars likes action, Saturn likes to make a strategy. So combine the two is making an actionable strategy for the next few months to keep moving forward. On March 26th, we have the Sun and Venus and Chiron conjunct in Aries. Aries can also be a very selfish sign. But if you flip it around, Aries looks out for itself. And we, especially as women, it's okay to look out for ourselves. It's really good to focus on, what do I desire? The Sun is our ego. Venus is our values, our desires. Chiron is our wounds, our desire to heal. When those three come together in Aries, there's this kind of speed up of, but what do I desire? And can I be selfish? Can I choose for myself and go for what I desire? Can I go for what I really want in life? And it's deeply healing for us women to fulfill our own needs first. Fill up our own cup. And then we look at what we can do for others instead of the other way around, which is a very good way of looking at it. And it's really time to grant yourself to feel fulfilled, to feel nourished, and to feel that you're taken care of. But because it's in Aries, it's less of having the support or looking at other people to fulfill that. This is more about you stepping up and doing it for yourself and getting it for yourself. Because 2 days later, we have the full, March 28th, we have the full moon at 8 degrees Libra. Now, this is a very interesting configuration because we still have the Sun, Venus, and Chiron all at 8 degrees Aries. And the moon is opposite at 8 degrees Libra. It's always opposite, so it's always like at the same degree. But because the conjunction of the Sun, Venus, and Chiron is still exact, so it's still at the same degree. Just to give a little bit of a broader understanding of what a conjunction is within an orb of several degrees. So when the Sun is at 8 degrees and Venus is at 10, it's still conjunct. But right now, all of the planets are at 8 degrees. So the energy is like hyper. Now, Libra is the sign of relationships. It's a sign of balance, finding harmony. So there's a big emphasis on relationships on this full moon. And not just a relationship, your romantic relationship, but also your business relationship, the way that you relate to others or see yourself and others. And there is, it's really being able to prioritize your own needs first. Like I said, the conjunction is happening 2 days prior to the full moon, which kind of initiates looking at what you're doing and how you're standing up for yourself. When there's the full moon, when the moon is exactly opposite those three planets, you'll be able to really start letting go of what is holding you back from stepping up for yourself. Because Libra wants everybody to be happy, which is amazing, but don't make everybody happy at your own cost, at sacrificing your own needs, your own happiness, your own desires. So this is really also a good time to heal how you identify with others and redefine your own identity. Again, this is about the Chiron in Aries part, which is about healing the way that you look at yourself, the way that you identify. So there is always, and every full moon is an opposite energy. So we have Aries, which is very much about the self, and we have Libra, which is very much about the balance and the equality within your group. So it's really a time for you to allow yourself to step up and choose for what you want, and choose for what you want in relationships as well. Business, romantic, any type of relationship. Then we're closing the month off with Mercury conjunct to Neptune. So Neptune is really a big emphasis this month. On March 29th, every year Mercury comes together with Neptune. And this is like Mercury's almost at the end of its run in Pisces. It will move into Aries on April 3rd, sorry. And this is really a good time to channel your idealistic worldview. So what I said before with Mercury in Pisces is allowing yourself to be inspired without putting too much logic in it. This is a good time to bring that utopian, idealistic worldview that you have, kind of bring it down and see what are the smallest steps you can take to bring this into your business. What are the things that you can change in your life, and the way that you communicate about it, the way that you connect to others, because Mercury is about this connection. It is about technology. And when it's in Pisces, conjunct to Neptune, which is about this dreamy state with seeing everything in a very idealistic way. So let yourself imagine, let yourself dream, let yourself completely soak up all of those energies. And then ask yourself, like, what are the small steps that I can take to create this new reality? And you don't just have to take the steps already, but you're like working towards taking those steps. And that closes off the month. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. What is really exciting about everything that is happening is that really I always see spring equinox as the beginning of a new year. Where January 1st kind of feels like a new year, I really feel that when the sun moves into Aries, when the other planets are following, we have this stronger urge to do stuff, to get more active. You're more passionate, you feel the power, you feel the drive, the enthusiasm that maybe you haven't felt yet. So this is a good time to make a plan, focus on what is ahead for you. And a really good way to do that is by getting a strategy calendar, which helps you to map out the whole year from now till next year, March. See what is happening on a month-to-month basis. It helps you to decide what to focus on, how to do things. For instance, if you know where this full moon is happening, the full moon in Libra, which deals with relationship, if you know where it's happening, you can actually focus that and focus how you are nurturing your business relationships. What is it that you can let go in those business relationships? In what field of your life is this happening? Let's say if it's happening in the first house, it's very much related to your identity, which enhances the energy that it already has. And knowing that who you are, what you stand for, can be enhanced, and that will work well in your business relationships. If this is happening in the 8th house, you will have a layer of having to shed your... it's like looking at the shadows and then shedding the layers that you know are not working for you, but that requires you to look at your own darkness, your own shadows, and embrace that as well, so you can get into a deeper understanding of what this full moon means. But also Mercury in Pisces, what does that mean for you? What does it mean in your business? How can you make sure that when Mercury is in Pisces, which is a less practical, less it's harder to grasp, but that could actually be something very specific that you can use in your business, so that it helps you to go to make sure that your communication is on point, because you're using the Mercury in Pisces energy to get inspired, to kind of flow with it more instead of being very rigid. If you have any questions about that, if you want to know more about getting this calendar, soon I will show you an example, because I'm actually working on one today, so you can get a feel of it. What is it? How can I use it? And what does it look like for me and for my business? If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments. If you're watching the replay, love to hear your thoughts, and also love to know what you're most excited about this month. I am going to send you off with wishing you an amazing month. You will be able to get in touch with your intuition, your dreamy side, as well as action, and be able to go forward. I'm really looking forward to that Aries enthusiasm that I already feel kind of under the surface, ready to unfold. And I am wishing you an amazing day, and I will speak to you again soon.